The seas have long been a proving ground for power, and no force commands them like the U.S. Navy. From daring tactical maneuvers to cutting-edge weapons, relentless innovation and unbreakable codes, the Navy's dominance is built on precision and ingenuity. So let's break into elements of naval supremacy. Let's take a look at bold strategies, groundbreaking technologies, and the masterminds behind it all. Whether in the chaos of battle or the silence of covert operations, the Navy's mastery remains unmatched. So join us as we explore how the U.S. Navy continues to rule the waves with power, precision, and unwavering resolve. When it comes to the high-stakes chess game of naval warfare, the U.S. Navy reacts with unmatched precision and firepower. Through bold flanking strikes, crushing broadsides, and sweeping carrier formations, American fleets have cemented their dominance at sea. These maneuvers aren't just tactics, they're the defining moves of U.S. naval power. Enter the heart of the battle as we reveal the craziest maneuvers in the Navy's relentless mastery over the sea. Imagine being outgunned, outnumbered, and staring down the barrels of enemy battleships. In this impossible scenario, the U.S. Navy's Taffy 3 turned the tide with sheer grit and daring tactics. The Battle of Samar, part of the Battle of Leyte Gulf in 1944, saw the U.S. Navy's Taffy 3 group face a powerful Japanese force in one of World War II's most astonishing naval confrontations. Taffy 3, composed of escort carriers, destroyers, and destroyer escorts, found itself up against Japanese battleships and cruisers in an intense David and Goliath standoff. Outnumbered and outgunned, Rear Admiral Clifton Sprague ordered a daring maneuver. Destroyers like USS Johnston and USS Hull charged headlong into the Japanese line, laying down smoke screens and launching torpedoes to create confusion and stall the advance. Aircraft from the escort carriers joined in, performing low-level bluff attacks after running out of bombs, swooping down to feign additional attacks. This layered defense rattled the Japanese fleet, disrupting their advance enough to force a retreat. The Taffy 3 maneuver transformed a near-certain defeat into an unforgettable American victory, showcasing the U.S. Navy's courage, resourcefulness, and ability to adapt under pressure. With the Japanese held at bay, we turn to another iconic maneuver that changed the course of battle, crossing the T. In October of 1944, the Battle of Sangao Strait set the stage for one of the final major battleship engagements in naval history, and it provided the ideal setup for crossing the T. U.S. Admiral Jesse Oldendorf carefully positioned his battleships and cruisers to form a line directly across the path of the advancing Japanese Southern Force. This alignment created a classic T-shape, which allowed the U.S. fleet to unleash its powerful broadsides, maximizing firepower as each ship fired in unison. Meanwhile, the Japanese fleet could only respond with limited forward-facing guns, leaving them at a significant disadvantage. As the Japanese ships entered the narrow strait, they found themselves trapped in a deadly crossfire. U.S. forces poured relentless broadsides into the enemy line, shattering the Japanese formation and halting their advance. The maneuver delivered a decisive blow, resulting in the loss of multiple Japanese vessels and effectively dismantling their offensive capabilities. This expertly executed maneuver showed the impact of strategic positioning and precise fire coordination, defining one of the last great battleship victories. With the Japanese Southern Force broken, the next maneuver saw U.S. forces hold one flank while engaging the enemy head-on. During the Battle of Leyte Gulf, U.S. forces executed a refused flank maneuver to avoid a potentially disastrous clash. With Japanese forces approaching from multiple directions, Admiral William Halsey skillfully repositioned his fleet, pulling back on one flank to restrict the Japanese advance while concentrating firepower where it would have the most impact. This maneuver allowed the U.S. forces to hold a solid defensive line while weakening the enemy's position, making it easier to disrupt their formations. By refusing one flank, Halsey's fleet created a flexible battle stance that allowed them to counter Japanese movements and adjust to changing conditions. This maneuver underscores the Navy's skill in altering fleet formations on the fly, ensuring that even in challenging situations, The US fleet held the upper hand. This tactical shift not only minimized exposure, but also maximized control, allowing US forces to keep Japanese forces contained and off balance. With one flank now secure, we set our sights on the form line of battle maneuver, which brought US ships into formation to deliver concentrated firepower. There's strength in numbers, obviously, but in the form line of battle, it's the precision of a unified formation that unleashes a powerful wall of fire. The form line of battle maneuver is one of the oldest and most reliable tactics in naval warfare. Used extensively during World War II, including at the Battle of the Coral Sea, this formation involves ships aligning in a single line to unleash continuous broadsides on the enemy. By forming a wall of fire, the fleet could concentrate immense firepower, delivering coordinated attacks while minimizing exposure to enemy broadside attacks in return. At the Coral Sea, American ships used this tactic to establish a steady front against Japanese forces, allowing them to control the battle's pace and dictate positioning. This disciplined formation kept the fleet unified and effectively focused fire on advancing enemy ships, disrupting Japanese attempts to break through. The form line of battle proved essential in early World War II engagements, as it allowed the US Navy to maximize offensive power while maintaining solid defense, creating an overwhelming advantage. The power of this strategy lay in its sheer coordination and fire. Yet, when a maneuver demanded continuous engagement and control, the Navy's battle line pivot delivered a new level of tactical precision in the heat of combat. In the Battle of Manila Bay, US ships moved with pinpoint accuracy, pivoting to keep relentless fire on the enemy and securing a sweeping victory. In the 1898 Battle of Manila Bay, Commodore George Dewey's use of the battle line pivot demonstrated a precise and disciplined approach to fleet positioning. As Dewey's squadron, led by the flagship USS Olympia, entered Manila Bay, they formed a single line, advancing toward the Spanish fleet in a coordinated line-ahead formation. Instead of engaging in a direct assault that could scatter the ships, Dewey kept his vessels moving in a continuous loop, or pivot, around a fixed point. In practice, this maneuver meant that each US ship would fire broadsides at the Spanish fleet as it passed, then turn at the end of the line and circle back to the starting point, repeating the attack. This controlled looping allowed Dewey's ships to maintain a steady, relentless barrage without breaking formation. The Spanish ships, unable to escape the constant onslaught, struggled to respond to the concentrated fire. Dewey's famous order, "You may fire when ready, Gridley," began a victory achieved with minimal losses to the US fleet. The battle line pivot exhibited the power of maintaining formation and continuous fire, a tactic that overwhelmed the enemy and secured American control of Manila Bay through discipline and coordination. When the battlefield extends across miles of open ocean, a fleet needs the reach and power of carrier task forces to secure dominance from the skies. During World War II, the US Navy's carrier task force strategy reshaped naval combat, shifting the focus from battleships to the concentrated might of carrier-based air power. By grouping multiple aircraft carriers into a single coordinated unit, the Navy achieved a new level of reach and strike capability, launching precise, long-range attacks across vast distances. This tactic became a defining feature of American naval power and was instrumental in many important battles. For example, at the Battle of Midway in 1942, the Carrier Task Force proved its value as U.S. carriers executed a series of rapid strikes against a larger Japanese fleet. By combining their air wings in a focused assault, U.S. forces managed to destroy 4 Japanese carriers, decisively shifting control of the Pacific theater. This victory not only signified a turning point in the war, but also demonstrated the unmatched strength of carrier-based tactics. The strategy reached even greater heights in 1944 during the Battle of the Philippine Sea, remembered as the Great Mananas Turkey Shoot. In this massive air battle, U.S. Navy pilots shot down hundreds of Japanese planes, dealing a blow to Japan's air strength and solidifying control over the Pacific. By organizing carrier groups into task forces, the Navy created a mobile, floating airfield that could project power across any theater of operation, redefining modern naval warfare. These maneuvers are the lifeblood of U.S. naval dominance, and each one showcases the Navy's unmatched ability to outthink, outmaneuver, and outgun any adversary on open water. These are some of the Navy's signature moves, battle-tested and forged in the heat of history's fiercest engagements. And today, they still set the standard. These maneuvers prove that real command of the waves takes more than firepower. It's about strategic grit and operational nerve. The U.S. Navy leads by example, holding fast to a legacy of control and domination over the high seas. The mastery of naval maneuvers depends on more than daring tactics. It hinges on the tech that brings them to life. Behind every decisive move is an arsenal forged from innovation, precision, and relentless ambition. So now we turn our attention to the groundbreaking advancements that empower these strategies, transforming naval combat into a realm where imagination becomes reality. What cutting-edge arsenal is the United States Navy developing behind closed hatches? From deck-mounted systems launching hypersonic projectiles to lasers neutralizing threats in seconds, these innovations are redefining naval warfare. This is more than just tech on paper, it's real battle-tested hardware transforming maritime combat. So, let's dive into the Navy's groundbreaking weapons and the tactical edge that they bring. Imagine a weapon that can deliver devastating force over 100 nautical miles at speeds exceeding Mach 7, all without the need for gunpowder or explosive warheads. This is the promise of the U.S. Navy's electromagnetic railgun, a technological leap in naval warfare. Using electromagnetic force rather than chemical propellants, the railgun propels projectiles at hypersonic speeds along two conductive rails. The kinetic energy generated by the velocity of the projectile is so immense that explosives are unnecessary. The sheer impact alone can destroy targets. This makes the railgun not only a high-precision weapon, but also one with reduced logistical demands, as it eliminates the need to store volatile explosives on board. The railgun has undergone significant testing at the Naval Surface Warfare Center Dahlgren Division in Virginia. In December of 2010, the Navy achieved a milestone when the railgun fired a 33 megajoule shot, enough kinetic energy to propel a projectile 110 nautical miles. Testing continued into 2014 at the Naval Research Laboratory's facilities, where prototypes demonstrated their ability to engage targets with extreme precision. In 2016, a prototype railgun was installed aboard the USNS Trenton, a Spearhead-class expeditionary fast transport, for further at-sea evaluations. These trials aim to assess the weapon's integration with ship systems and its performance in a maritime environment. Although challenges with power generation and barrel wear have delayed its operational deployment, the railgun remains a flagship project signaling a future where speed, precision, and efficiency redefine naval combat capabilities. When seconds matter, precision and speed are everything. The U.S. Navy's laser weapon systems are redefining naval defense, offering unparalleled accuracy and near-instant engagement of threats. These systems, like the groundbreaking Laser Weapon System, or LAWS, provide a glimpse into the future of maritime warfare. LAWS was first deployed aboard the USS Ponce in 2014, where it proved capable of neutralizing drones, small boats, and other aerial threats with surgical precision. Unlike traditional weapons, lasers don't rely on ammunition. Instead, they draw power directly from the ship's electrical systems, making each shot cost-effective and virtually unlimited as long as there's power available. Field tests have shown their potential. During its deployment in the Persian Gulf, LAWS successfully targeted and destroyed unmanned aerial vehicles in live-fire exercises. In 2021, aboard the USS Portland, the Navy tested the solid-state laser technology maturation system, disabling a flying drone in the Pacific Ocean. These trials showcase the system's ability to perform under real-world conditions, even if the name's a little weird. The Navy has also advanced to the Layered Laser Defense, or the LLD system, which underwent testing in 2022 at White Sands Missile Range. Capable of simultaneously engaging drones and simulated fast-attack boats, the LLD demonstrates how laser systems are evolving to handle complex, multi-threat environments. With their precision, scalability, and cost efficiency, laser weapons are set to become a cornerstone of the Navy's defensive arsenal. Speed is tantamount to survival in modern warfare, and hypersonic weapons are taking that concept to an entirely new level. Traveling at speeds of Mach 5, these missiles are not only incredibly fast, but also highly maneuverable, making them nearly impossible to intercept. For the US Navy, hypersonic weapons represent a transformative leap in precision strike capability. The Navy's long-range hypersonic weapon is part of a joint effort with the United States Army to develop weapons that can deliver devastating payloads to targets thousands of miles away in minutes. This weapon uses a common hypersonic glide body, which launches atop a booster rocket before separating and gliding toward its target at hypersonic speeds. Unlike traditional ballistic missiles, hypersonic glide vehicles can adjust their trajectory mid-flight, making them highly unpredictable. Testing of this weapon has been robust. In October of 2021, a hypersonic glide body was successfully launched from Pacific Missile Range Facility in Hawaii, demonstrating its range and accuracy. Earlier, in March of 2020, a hypersonic test vehicle achieved significant milestones in speed and maneuverability during trials conducted by the US Navy and Army. These tests show the system's ability to maintain stability under extreme aerodynamic forces. The Navy aims to integrate these weapons aboard Zumwalt-class destroyers by the mid-2020s, providing a platform for long-range, high-speed precision strikes. As adversaries like China and Russia develop hypersonic capabilities, this weapon displays the Navy's commitment to staying ahead of the race for dominance in this high-speed domain. In an age of advanced and evolving threats, the United States Navy is pushing the boundaries of defense technology with directed energy weapons. These systems, including high-powered lasers and microwave technologies, are designed to neutralize drones, missiles, and small vessels with precision and speed. Their unique ability to disable targets without requiring ammunition storage positions them as an innovative asset in modern naval combat. One significant development is the Navy's focus on high-power microwave systems, which disrupt enemy electronics rather than physically destroying the target. While specific test dates and locations for these systems remain highly classified and confidential, the Naval Surface Warfare Center Dahlgren Division has established a dedicated high-powered microwave division to accelerate their research and development. This initiative brings to light the Navy's commitment to harnessing microwave technology as a part of its broader directed energy strategy. Meanwhile, high-powered lasers like those tested aboard the USS Portland in December of 2021 have demonstrated their capability to neutralize drones during live-fire exercises. The USS Portland deployed its laser weapons system demonstrator in the Pacific Ocean, showcasing the Navy's readiness to counter aerial threats with pinpoint accuracy. Vice Admiral Brendan McLean has stated the importance of directed energy weapons, advocating for their deployment on every naval ship. These systems offer a cost-effective, scalable solution to counter swarming threats, such as drones or small boats, and align seamlessly with the Navy's focus on efficiency and adaptability. As research and testing continue, directed energy weapons are set to become a cornerstone of naval defense, providing a versatile shield against the threats of tomorrow. The future of naval warfare isn't just above the surface, it's also beneath the waves. The US Navy is advancing its capabilities with cutting-edge autonomous underwater vehicles, or AUVs, which can operate independently for extended periods, conducting missions in dangerous or hard-to-reach areas without risking human lives. Among these developments is the Manta Ray, a long-endurance unmanned underwater vehicle designed to revolutionize underwater operations. The Manta Ray and similar systems are being developed to handle tasks such as mine detection, surveillance, and reconnaissance. These AUVs are equipped with advanced sensors and AI-driven navigation, allowing them to map seafloors, monitor enemy activity, and support fleet operations in ways previously impossible. Their ability to operate autonomously for months at a time makes them ideal for stealth missions in contested waters. One major milestone in this field was the Manta Ray program's partnership with DARPA, which has focused on creating AUVs capable of enduring long deployments. While specific deployment details remain classified, the technology promises to extend the Navy's reach deeper into hostile environments while minimizing risk to personnel. The potential of AUVs goes beyond reconnaissance. With advancements in payload capabilities, future iterations could assist in anti-submarine warfare or even deploy underwater weapons, giving the Navy a significant tactical advantage. As the technology evolves, autonomous underwater vehicles like the Manta Ray will redefine how the Navy operates beneath the surface, securing maritime dominance for decades to come. The Navy is also harnessing the power of artificial intelligence to transform its weapon systems, bringing unprecedented speed and precision to the battlefield. From autonomous targeting to real-time decision-making, AI is set to play a pivotal role in modern naval operations, reducing human error and enhancing combat effectiveness. One key initiative in this field is the integration of AI-driven systems into unmanned platforms and weaponry. During DARPA's Technological Readiness Experimentation, or T-REX event, the Navy tested AI-enabled robotic gun systems capable of identifying, tracking, and engaging targets autonomously. These systems leverage advanced algorithms to process data from multiple sensors in real time, ensuring rapid and accurate responses to emerging threats. And these are just the weapons we know about. So what else do you think the Navy is up to? Every weapon in the Navy's arsenal tells a story of relentless innovation, unshakable partnerships, and the pursuit of excellence. These advanced systems are born from a fusion of brilliance and ambition, where the brightest minds push the boundaries of what's possible. So now we venture behind the scenes to uncover the forces that transform bold ideas into the Navy's most powerful creations. What fuels the unmatched power of the U.S. Navy? Well, its weapons are crafted in the crucible of innovation, built by the brightest minds in the world and tested to push the limits of destruction and precision. Every missile, torpedo, and system is forged with one goal in mind: superiority. This is a world where cutting-edge technology meets relentless ambition and nothing is left to chance. This is the story of where those weapons come from and the forces behind their creation. From its earliest days, the Navy recognized that staying ahead required collaboration with the best minds in the most capable hands, both within and beyond its own ranks. These partnerships with private industry didn't happen overnight. They grew out of necessity, forged during moments of crisis, and shaped by the relentless march of technology. The seeds of this collaboration were planted in the nation's early years. During the War of 1812, the Navy relied on local blacksmiths, foundries, and even small shipyards to produce the cannons, ammunition, and other armaments that it needed. But this decentralized approach revealed glaring weaknesses. Production was inconsistent, supply chains were unreliable, and quality was always uneven. Well, as the Navy grew and America industrialized, it became clear that a more structured system was necessary. The Civil War was a turning point. The emergence of ironclad ships and rifled cannons required industrial capacity that no single shipyard or arsenal could manage alone. Private companies like Tredegar Iron Works stepped in, providing the Navy with advanced artillery and armor. By World War I, industrial plants like Bethlehem Steel and General Electric were supplying the Navy with torpedoes, naval guns, and propulsion systems. These partnerships became the beginning of the Navy's reliance on private industry to meet its growing technological needs. And then World War II solidified these partnerships. The war effort demanded unprecedented production. Private companies became integral to the Navy's operations, building everything from torpedoes and aircraft to the early radar systems that would change the face of naval warfare. Firms like Grumman Aircraft, which later became part of Northrop Grumman, rose to prominence by supplying the Navy with carrier-based fighters that proved essential in key battles. This collaboration laid the groundwork for the post-war defense industrial base, where specialized contractors would dominate weapon development for decades to come. In the years following World War II, the Navy cemented its alliances with powerhouses like Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, Boeing, and Northrop Grumman, forging partnerships that revolutionized naval innovation and solidified America's dominance on the seas. So Raytheon became synonymous with precision weaponry. The Tomahawk cruise missile, one of its most iconic creations, exemplifies the company's ability to blend innovation with reliability. Lockheed Martin emerged as a leader in aviation and missile technology, producing both the F-35C Lightning II and the Triton II D5 submarine-launched ballistic missile. Boeing's expertise in aerospace also extended to weapons like the Harpoon anti-ship missile, which has been a cornerstone of naval surface warfare for decades. These companies didn't earn their contracts by chance. They invested heavily in research, engineering, and production capabilities, demonstrating their ability to deliver cutting-edge systems that met the Navy's exacting standards. Over time, they became trusted partners, responsible for designing the tools that define modern naval warfare today. But while private contractors are the Navy's lifeline, the spark of innovation often ignites within the government's own research hubs. The Office of Naval Research and the Naval Surface Warfare Centers are where bold ideas are born. Here, scientists and engineers experiment with technologies that could change the face of warfare. The Office of Naval Research, for instance, has been pioneering hypersonic missiles, sleek, sexy, terrifying weapons that travel faster than 5 times the speed of sound. Just imagine a missile so fast that it outruns its own shockwave, making countermeasures nearly impossible. Once they've been tested and perfected, these weapons would move to private contractors for mass production and refinement. And one of my favorite? Laser weapons. Once the stuff of science fiction are also slowly becoming a reality. Ship-mounted lasers capable of neutralizing drones and missiles at the speed of light are being tested and fine-tuned in these very same labs. So what starts as a sketch on a whiteboard in a government lab often ends up as a game-changing weapon in the Navy's arsenal. But how does a weapon go from an idea to the deck of an actual warship? Well, that all starts with the Navy identifying its needs. Over time, threats evolve, and so do the tools required to counter them. Military analysts scrutinize the global landscape, pinpointing gaps in capability and anticipating the tactics of future adversaries. These needs are translated into requests for proposals, which are sent out to defense contractors who compete for the opportunity to bring their designs to life. The stakes here are enormous, and the competition is incredibly fierce. Honestly, a single contract can and has defined an entire company's legacy. But here's the cool part. Once a proposal has been selected, the real work begins. Missiles are fired under extreme conditions, aircraft are flown through combat simulations, and every weapon is pushed to its limits. Only after surviving these trials can a weapon earn its place in the Navy's arsenal. And yet, supplying weapons to the Navy isn't really as simple as assembling parts on a production line. It's kind of a battle of its own against time, complexity, and ever-changing threats. Advanced systems require rare materials and specialized components. Creating supply chains is also as intricate as the weapons themselves. Disruptions anywhere in this chain can bring projects to a grinding halt. Then there's also the cost. Programs like the F-35 often exceed their original budgets, not because of carelessness, but because they're venturing into uncharted territory. Creating weapons that push the boundaries of what's possible is never cheap or easy. And just when a weapon's perfected, the rules of the game change. Cyber threats demand new layers of protection, and adversaries develop countermeasures. It's a constant rat race, and the Navy can't afford to lose. Behind the power of the U.S. Navy is a global network that fuels its most advanced weapons. While American innovation leads the charge, creating missiles, torpedoes, and defense systems requires way more than what domestic resources can supply. We're talking rare earth elements, which are essential for advanced electronics and precision-guided systems, are often sourced from countries like Australia, where they're mined and refined to fuel the cutting-edge weapons engineered by U.S. defense contractors. The crazy thing is that the Navy's reach doesn't stop there. Through strategic alliances with trusted allies, it taps into a broader pool of expertise. Programs like the F-35 fighter involve contributions from partners like the UK and Italy, where specific components are developed and assembled to ensure peak performance. These collaborations not only push the limits of innovation, but also ensure seamless compatibility with allied forces during joint operations. While the heart of the Navy's arsenal is built on American soil by industry giants like Lockheed Martin and Raytheon, the global supply chain adds another layer of ingenuity. From microchips crafted overseas to specialized sensors perfected in partner nations, every element plays a role in crafting weapons designed to dominate the seas and the skies. This intricate web of international resource and collaboration is what helps arm the most dangerous naval force on Earth. But what lies ahead for the Navy's arsenal? Well, the future is being written in labs and factories right now. Hypersonic missiles are set to revolutionize warfare, traveling so fast that even the most advanced defenses won't have time to react. Directed energy weapons like ship-mounted lasers promise to provide cost-effective defenses that can neutralize threats at the speed of light. And autonomous systems are another frontier. Just imagine swarms of underwater drones patrolling hostile waters, or AI-driven targeting systems that react faster than any human. These aren't just ideas at this point. They're prototypes being tested and refined as we speak. The Navy's also partnering with tech startups to explore artificial intelligence and machine learning, creating smarter weapons and more precise surveillance tools. The future of naval warfare has gone beyond bigger weapons and more guns. Now it's all about smarter ones. The U.S. Navy's weapons are the result of relentless innovation, unmatched expertise, and a drive for absolute power. And behind every missile and system is a network of visionaries ensuring that the Navy remains an unstoppable force. This is how the Navy secures its place as the ultimate power on the seas. The most advanced weapons are only as effective as the systems that guide and power them. Behind the precision and success of the Navy's arsenal lies a hidden world of communication, secure, unyielding, and essential. Now we explore the codes, signals, and protocols that keep every operation flawlessly connected across the vast expanse of the seas. What keeps the world's most powerful fleets connected in the chaos of battle and the silence of covert missions? Naval codes, cryptic lifelines of strategy and survival. Each signal, encrypted and precise, ensures dominance on the seas. From fluttering flags to unbreakable digital encryption, these codes have evolved into the backbone of naval supremacy. So let's dive in and unlock the secrets behind this unseen language of power. The seas have always demanded ingenuity. Early naval commanders relied on basic signals to communicate: fluttering flags, glowing lanterns, and booming cannons. But these methods had limits. Flags faltered in storms, lanterns vanished in fogs, and cannons offered very little clarity. As naval battles grew more sophisticated, so did the demand for precise, reliable communication. The 19th century marked a turning point with the emergence of Morse code. Simple dots and dashes transformed into messages that traveled faster over telegraph wires and radio waves, enabling fleets to coordinate across vast distances and bring strategy to an entirely new level. The 20th century, however, presented some brand new challenges. World War II tested the limits of encrypted communications, with Germany's Enigma machine promising impenetrable security, or so it seemed. The Allies' success in breaking Enigma wasn't just a triumph, but a world-changing shift, proving that codes could be as decisive as weapons. From these beginnings to today's encrypted satellites, the evolution of naval codes reflects the relentless drive to stay ahead. Each breakthrough redefines what's possible, and the quest for dominance on the seas continues. But what are these codes, and how do they operate in the high-stakes world of modern warfare? Understanding their power requires a closer look at the methods navies use to secure their messages. The U.S. Navy's communication systems are more than just tools. They're the critical infrastructure that transforms fleets into unified, coordinated forces. Every message, every order, and every piece of vital intel flows through these systems, ensuring they reach their destination securely and without delay. They're the Navy's shield against confusion and its sword against threats, providing the clarity needed in the chaos of naval operations. Without them, the complexity of modern warfare would become an insurmountable challenge. These systems are divided into 5 essential categories: visual signaling, radio telegraphy and voice communication, identification and authentication, encrypted communication, and priority messaging. Each plays a distinct role. Visual signaling ensures communication when technology falters. Radio telegraphy and voice systems bring real-time clarity. Identification systems eliminate friendly fire risks. Encrypted communication protects sensitive data. And priority messaging ensures the most urgent orders are delivered instantly. Together, these systems form an unbreakable web of communication that keeps the Navy at the forefront of global maritime dominance, responding decisively to every challenge. Visual signaling is one of the oldest forms of naval communication and remains an important backup method. Flag hoist signaling involves raising combinations of flags, each with a specific meaning. For example, the Oscar flag indicates a man overboard. while Bravo signals hazardous operations. These codes are simple, effective, and reliable, especially during radio silence or electronic disruptions. Semaphore uses sailors with handheld flags to spell out messages letter by letter. Although slower than other methods, Semaphore is effective in environments where electronic systems are unavailable or absolute stealth is a requirement. The signal books complement these methods by providing pre-arranged visual codes. This allows detailed messages to be sent quickly using specific flag combinations. Together, these visual systems ensure communication continuity in challenging conditions. Radio telegraphy and voice communication revolutionized naval operations by enabling long-distance and real-time messaging. Morse code, though no longer the primary communication method it once was, remains a key skill for emergencies. Its systems of dots and dashes provides a reliable way to transmit messages when modern systems fail. Q and Z codes are standardized shorthand systems that streamline communication. For example, QTH asks for the sender's location, while ZBZ signals distress. These codes are especially useful in multinational operations where language differences might hinder coordination. The NATO phonetic alphabet enhances voice communication by replacing letters with clear, distinct words, such as Alpha for A and Bravo for B. This system ensures that spoken messages are understood accurately, even in noisy or high-stress environments. Secure identification is paramount for coordinating naval operations. Every ship, aircraft, and unit is assigned a call sign or hull identification code, such as USS Abraham Lincoln, CVN 72. These unique identities enable precise coordination while protecting sensitive details. Authentication codes are used to verify the identity of communicating parties. The system prevents unauthorized actors from issuing false orders or accessing classified information, ensuring the integrity of naval communications. Encryption is at the core of modern naval communication systems. Cryptographic codes protect sensitive information using tools like the Tactical Key Loader and the Electronic Key Management System. These systems manage encryption keys to secure fleet movements, classified orders, and other crucial data. Emerging technologies such as quantum cryptography promise even greater security by making the intercepted messages nearly impossible to decode. Encoded GPS data ensures precise navigation and protects against tampering or spoofing. Tactical data links such as Link 16 enable real-time encrypted communication between ships, aircraft, and ground forces, allowing for seamless coordination. Blue Force tracking is another major system, using encrypted signals to monitor friendly units. This reduces the risk of friendly fire and enhances situational awareness during operations. Priority messaging systems ensure that communications are handled according to their urgency. Flash messaging delivers vital messages immediately, while lower priority communications are categorized as routine. This system ensures that high-stakes orders are processed without delay. Operational code words obscure mission details and protect sensitive information, even if messages are intercepted. Exercises and missions often carry specific code names, such as Neptune Spear or Triton Juncture, in order to maintain secrecy. Emission control protocols reduce or alter electronic signals to avoid detection by adversaries. These protocols are essential during stealth operations or in contested environments, where remaining undetected is of the utmost importance. Visual signaling, radio telegraphy, encryption, and priority protocols form the foundation of the U.S. Navy's communication systems. Each category plays a vital role in maintaining operational security, precision, and efficiency. And together, these systems ensure the Navy's ability to respond decisively and effectively to any challenge, preserving its dominance on the seas. As the U.S. Navy sails into a rapidly evolving digital landscape, the challenges facing naval codes have become more complex. Cyber attacks and electronic warfare are no longer hypothetical, they're an everyday threat. Adversaries are developing sophisticated tools to intercept, manipulate, and even disable urgent communications. To counter these threats, the Navy is doubling down on innovation. Quantum encryption represents one of the most exciting frontiers in secure communication. Unlike traditional cryptography, which relies on complex algorithms, quantum systems use the principles of quantum mechanics to create encryption that is virtually unbreakable. Intercepting or tampering with these codes would disrupt their very structure, ensuring the ultimate level of security. Artificial intelligence is also reshaping naval communication. AI-driven systems can detect and respond to cyber threats in real time, analyze massive amounts of data faster than any human, and adapt encryption protocols on the fly. This tech is already being integrated into command and control systems, enhancing both speed and precision in decision-making. The Navy's also investing in resilient communication networks designed to function under extreme conditions, such as electromagnetic interference or satellite disruptions. Innovations like laser communication and advanced tactical data links ensure fleets remain connected even in contested environments. These advancements aren't just about keeping up, they're about staying ahead of the game. The future of naval codes lies in adaptability, ensuring the Navy can respond decisively to threats that evolve as fast as tech itself. In an unpredictable world, these systems remain the bedrock of the Navy's ability to secure its dominance across the seas. What do you think is the Navy's greatest strength? Is it the bold tactics, the advanced weaponry, the brilliant innovators, or the unyielding communication systems? Make sure you share your comments, we'd love to hear from you. And if this journey into the US Navy's intricate workings has captivated you, don't forget to like and subscribe and stay tuned for our next video.